I spent 5 years chasing clients, doing cold outreach, going to networking events, and just waiting for the phone to ring. I was always busy, but I had little to show for it. And then I built this YouTube channel, and with only 900 subscribers, it now brings in 60% of my business's revenue. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact system to start getting clients through YouTube, even if you're under 1,000 subscribers. Alright, so the first part of this system is positioning, and most people will completely skip this step because they just want to get right into filming. But if you get your positioning wrong, you'll attract the wrong people, or worse, nobody at all. So here's what positioning actually means. You're speaking to one type of person with one specific problem in every single video. And this is so important, but most people get it wrong. So here's an example. Recently, I was helping a business coach, and she'd been posting weekly for 6 months straight. She had zero traction, she was frustrated, and she was very close to quitting. When we looked at her channel, we saw that every video was targeting someone different. One video was on how to use LinkedIn to get clients. The next video was on how to quit your 9-to-5 and start a business. The next video was on how to get better at sales. Can you see the problem here? Every video was targeted at a different person with different problems and at different stages in their business. And here's why doing this will kill your channel. YouTube watches to see who engages with your videos, how long they stay, whether they watch your other videos. It will then show your content to more people like them. But when every video attracts a different person, YouTube gets confused and it can't figure out who to recommend your videos to, so it just buries your channel. That's why every video that you make needs to speak to the same person with the same problem. YouTube can build a clear picture and actively show your content to more people who fit that profile. This means that over time, every person watching your videos is a potential client. So even if a video only gets 200 views, that's 200 of your ideal clients watching a video. So before you film anything, you need to get very clear on who you're helping and what problem you're solving. So to help you do this, I've got a free YouTube positioning blueprint, which walks you through this step by step. There's a link in the description, and it'll save you months of trial and error. Right, so once you've got your positioning locked in, here's how you actually convert those viewers into clients. The conversion system. So as I mentioned at the start, I spent 5 years running a video production company, and I was completely dependent on referrals and cold outreach. Every morning I'd wake up, I'd open LinkedIn, and I'd spend about 2 hours sending personalized messages to people who I didn't know. And honestly, this can be very soul destroying. I'd spend all this time and energy, and maybe one person would respond and then they would ghost me, or they would say they had to think about it. I was burnt out, I was stressed, and I genuinely started to hate my own business. And this led me to start building this YouTube channel. Instead of chasing clients, I started creating content that just lets the right people find me. And when you have the right people watching your videos, you just need a simple system to help turn them into customers. So here's exactly how you do that. So my YouTube videos give away lots of free value, and this is how the right people find me. My videos have a call to action to sign up for a strategy call, which is completely free. And on the call, I just give away as much value as I can. At the end of the call, if it makes sense, I'll tell them about our paid services, and then the right people will sign up. And that's it. So let me break this down a little more. So first off, you may be asking, how does somebody actually get on the strategy call? Well, there's two ways. So the first way is people just book directly from YouTube. They watch a few videos, it resonates with them, they're ready to take action, and there's a link in the description of all of my YouTube videos where people can apply for the call. Secondly, some people want to learn a little bit more first before they book a call, so they might download my free lead magnet, which is also linked in the description. For me right now, this is the YouTube positioning blueprint, which I mentioned earlier. So once they download it, they'll then join my email list, and then every week I'll email them insights. And this can be frameworks, tactics, and advice that they can implement immediately. At the end of every email, I'll say, if you want help with this, book a free strategy call. Some people book after one email, others maybe read 15 emails before they reach out. Either way, I'm staying top of mind. So here's what happens on the call. It's 60 minutes, it's completely free, and the goal is just to give as much value away as possible. I'll help them map out their positioning, plan their first videos, give them a clear roadmap. I'll spend the whole hour just genuinely trying to help them. And then at the end of the call, if it makes sense, I'll mention our paid services. Some people sign up and some people don't. But here's what's really useful. I learn about their exact problems that they're facing, which then becomes the fuel for my next videos. So you might be starting to see it's all about giving away lots of free stuff before you ask for anything in return. And I genuinely believe that this is the best approach for small channels who are selling higher ticket services. So when your channel is more established and you've built up lots of credibility, you can charge for these strategy calls, say $300 for the call. So the calls won't be free forever. But when you have a small channel, say under 1,000 subscribers, you need to give away free stuff first. Build up lots of trust and let people experience working with you before they pay. By the time somebody books a call with me, they've usually watched 3 or 4 of my videos. So a lot of the time they trust me, they know that I understand the problem. So when I mention our paid services at the end of the call, it's not a cold pitch. It's just the natural next step that somebody will take if they want to get there quicker. Okay, so the results. So here's where I am now after about 9 months of building this system. So 60% of my business's revenue comes through this approach, just from creating content and having the right people find me. And what's so good about this is the people I end up working with are genuinely my ideal clients, which means I enjoy the work I'm doing instead of dreading every client interaction. So this system just attracts the right people and it builds trust before you get in a call. So you're not trying to convince people to work with you. You're just attracting people who already want to. So if you want help building this system for yourself, I've opened up a calendar for free for the 60-minute strategy sessions. We'll look at your positioning, we'll figure out exactly who your ideal client is, and we'll map out your first videos so you have a clear plan to get started. As I mentioned, I'll give away as much value as I possibly can on the call. So there's a link to apply to this in the description. And I've also linked the YouTube positioning blueprint if you want to work through that on your own first. Now, if you want to actually implement this system, you need to understand this isn't just about getting clients. It's about building complete freedom. So watch this video next for a breakdown why I'm using YouTube to build a 4-hour workday, the real numbers, and how this approach actually gives you freedom, not just more clients. So I'll see you there.